Great.
What up, you fucking slugs? New format, same dude.
Same
you know what
bullshit.
I'm saying? Yeah. So, by the way, thanks for picking me up from the airport today. That was tight.
Of course. Yeah, I got you.
Dude, had the rumblies on the flight. It was bad. We went did State Fair, Texas. That was nice. It was fun. It was cool. Never been there before. Honestly, not gonna lie, was a little disappointed. They said Big Tex moved. So they have like an animatronic guy named Big Tex.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, probably like 50 or 60 feet tall.
The
It's huge.
fuck?
It's huge. And normally he's got his arm and he waves and he says, "Howdy, folks. Welcome to the State Fair of Texas." But I think there may have been some mechanical errors with Big Tex at the moment because he was not making any noises, and it was one of the things I was looking forward to. But
Poor guy.
Just because it's a novelty, it just seems funny.
No, that does seem like
I'm at the State Fair for Big Tex. Like, I gotta go check out Big Tex.
Right. And going over there to see the big old animatronic dude.
Oh, dude, it was truly the epitome of American excess and just like.
Oh, I guarantee you that's.
Dude, I think I mentioned it to you. Fried butter.
Dude, where can I get that around here?
I think that's got to be like there's got to be like a level of food consumption and like types of food that I feel like do just kind of lay across. Like, okay, that's like carny food. That's like carnival fair food, like a funnel cake. Because that's the thing is like, I don't know. I feel like beignets are basically funnel cakes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's something about it being funnel cake shaped that makes it carnival food. Texas State Fair, dude, to another level. Like, just the amount of fried everything that was possible to get was insane. Not gonna lie, all of it was delicious.
Yeah.
However, that amount of high processed oil and hydrogenized fats.
Dude, you want to talk about a heart stoppage? You better call me, dude.
Okay. Oh. Favorite one that I saw yesterday: fried lasagna roll. So
What?
it looked like they took a lasagna.
Yeah.
And then all the layers and kind of separate and like rolled it onto a stick is essentially what. You know, I went classic. I got a jalapeno cheddar corn dog to start. That's how my day began.
Dude.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one.
It is odd. It's funny, and I guess I just haven't been to a fair in so long.
Yeah.
I forgot it's all ticket based.
Oh God. Yeah.
So you gotta go convert dollars to tickets. But here's the thing: it's not like a unequal. It's not even a ratio. It's just 1 to 1. So $1 is a ticket.
Then what's the point of getting a ticket?
If I had to guess, it would be like Jazz Fest, where like they use that to make sure that they're not getting that the state fair is not getting shorted. Because I think they get a percentage of the money from the booth. So they have to turn the tickets in. That's how Jazz Fest.
Oh, probably, yeah. They take the profit in the cash and then they're able to divvy that cash out based on how many tickets you give them.
Dude,
that makes sense.
Can you imagine being the person that has to count those tickets?
Dude, honestly, I couldn't think of a worse way to hate my life.
I could think of a few others.
Well, well, I mean, dude, can you imagine?
No, that just sounds.
You go through a full day of eating fried butter and fried lasagna on a stick, and then you got to go count some tickets for 5 hours straight.
Well, I don't think those people are. I don't think the ticket counters are probably.
I mean, I would. You got to have some joy in there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, dude, just crazy subject change. But anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Just was thinking about this. I just saw it on NOLA.com right as we landed, right before you came and picked me up.
Mouth?
So, no. So the our Latoya Cantrell, friend of the show, is in what appears to be more hot water.
What happened now? What'd she do?
So it looked like it was a federal indictment against somebody. It wasn't specifically her, but it was like looked like 17 counts of wire fraud. It's some contractor that's in.
That's like
in charge of like public safety.
Oh,
It's something like that. Hey, we're gonna take a break really quick. I just want to. All right, and we're back. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I had to. It's when you're recording it. When I'm recording the video on my phone, if someone calls in the middle of me taking the video, it just stops the video. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna leave 5 minutes of video feed and then have someone randomly call me and us keep casting and then
not have any
be
video.
aware.
Yeah,
not be aware.
That sounds
of the
like
fact
a great time.
Yeah, no, I would be less than pleased.
Sounds like you've experienced this.
It's happened a few times. Not gonna lie to you. Maybe not anything that's come out, but I've recorded some practice podcasts, and then someone calls me in the middle of it, and I'm like, well, there goes the flow.
Right. Well, there goes the last 30 minutes of my time.
Yeah. But we're going back to the studio. Gonna do one more day next week, or next not this week coming up, but next week.
Nice.
And then we have Le Bon Temps at the end of that week. So by the way, if you don't have tickets, or if you want to come out and you want to make sure you're out there, Le Bon Temps, Roule on Magazine Street. Quarx is playing 11 to 2:30 a.m. It's going to be a 2-set show. It's going to be fun. And hopefully we're going to play some stuff that's on the record that we haven't done live yet. So
that's exciting.
I've got some previews. But it is cool because the thing that's been making this a little or that some of these songs have, or what's made it a little difficult is they're in like these alternate tunings. Oh. So it's just having to have more like equipment and like more gear to basically be able to just quickly change over. Because one of them's in like, we got a few songs that are in drop D. So we start, and now at this point now, basically we just pair those together. Yeah. It's like the easier way to do it. Yeah. And then we're doing, but one of the songs, and it's like probably my favorite one, is in drop B. Ooh. So, and it's like super heavy, but you gotta like adjust guitar. Like once you have that B or that top string that low, then it changes the, it's going to change like the tension on the neck. So you kind of have to have like a guitar set up for those alternate tunings.
It's interesting because I had an issue like that because there's a song that I had learned at one point that was in C# standard. Okay. So you essentially just tune everything down. What is that? 2 whole steps or two whole steps and a half step or something like that. Okay. Whatever. Music theory is hard. Yeah, you get it.
Whatever.
You just tune everything down. E down to C# and then so on down the strings. Yeah. But yeah, no, that was an issue I ran into because if you would play it open, like without a capo or anything, you would just get these weird like resonances, like in the higher strings especially, where it's like, dude, it still sounds out of tune, but this is very much so in tune right now.
It's where it's supposed to be played. Yeah, I mean, because you've got to adjust. Yeah. You've got to adjust for that tension changing, so it's going to change, like, your tuning and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Which is, it's so much easier to adjust on Fenders because the bridges are, like, a little more easy to adjust. Because with that Gibson, you've got to that bar where all the string go that's not attached to it right now. Yeah. But and then you can adjust those 2 little knobs up and down to kind of help create more or less tension on it. But it would be cool, and I think what would be the move would be, it would be tight if Keegan would get a 7-string because then we could just do the open B with that top string because that's the next string that gets added. Yeah. But there's you remember that Firefly guitar that I had? Yeah. Okay, so they make some 7 strings and they also make some baritone.
Ooh, dude, I've been wanting to get a baritone guitar.
You should look at. I'll send you the link. Those guitars are so cheap. Mm-hmm. and they're really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, for the price of them.
Yeah, for what they are.
Yeah, and I mean, Jonathan's got 2 or 3 of them now.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, it's like, oh, I want like a beater guitar that I can like fuck with.
Yeah.
It's like $250. Okay, cool. If I like drill into this,
yeah,
and
it's like
it breaks,
it doesn't matter.
It's not $2,000.
Yeah,
you know,
you can like do whatever modifications you want. You can try and change pickups or whatever. And you don't really give a fuck
if
it breaks or whatever.
If there's some sort of issue, it's like, okay, well then
this was $250, right?
Yeah, I've kind of been thinking about that as like what I'll bring on the road.
Yeah.
It's just like buy 2 of the same exact Fireflies and get them modded the same or like 2 different ways or like relatively similar.
Yeah.
And then just using those as the road guitar. So if one of them breaks or one of them gets messed up, then it's like, cool, I have a backup. And in total, both of those guitars were like $500.
Yeah, right.
You know, as opposed to driving with $1,000 guitar that could, you know, if it breaks, then it's like, oh, well, I don't have anything to play. Yeah.
Well, it's like I've got a old Korean-made Squire Strat that I've been meaning to change all the electronics on just because it's old and they're shitty now.
Yeah.
But dude, that is I think it's worth like maybe $300. Yeah. Dude, that's one of the best playing guitars I have actually. The neck on it's amazing.
Oh, that blue Firefly that I have, I love. Like that semi-hollow body 335 mock-up. Keegan's got it right now to actually, he had it tuned to the like the drop B for recording. But yeah, it plays really well.
Yeah.
It feels great. It's comfortable. And I'm just like, you know, sometimes the dollar amount makes a difference, but then sometimes you just get the gems.
Right.
Like sometimes you just get a gem that is cheap and nice.
Yeah. Well, it's like that's what it is with that because it's like, you know, most of them are made in China, right? So it's like those are, you know.
They're the low. It's just the lower quality wood.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like it's just a lower quality wood, and some of them are machine assembled. That's it.
But
you know?
yeah, this one was made in Korea because I looked it up on the serial number. It's like a late 80s Korean-made Squire Strat or something or other.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, because I had seen it and I picked it up. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, the electronics go out a lot. They're, like, super sensitive. Like, I can touch my volume knob and just barely bump it, and then all the electronics will go out, and I'll have to fuck with it a little more to get them to go back in.
Oh, you've just got some bad connection.
Just bad wiring.
But that's the thing is, like, if you just go through, sometimes that ends up being the main difference in that stuff. You know, is just
the electronics. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
because I feel like on the higher end, like the American made, they're probably hand soldering a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
You know,
I mean, some of those companies are still hand winding their pickups.
Yeah.
You know, like they're still using hand winding pickup machines. Yeah. No, I flying with gear probably would be the scariest thing. You know, as long as like with the backpack that I flew with, it's nice because like if I were to bring like a podcast rig, I could just do it all in the backpack. But I have had them like pull a bunch of shit out of my backpack. Like on one flight, I flew with like both the pod mics, and one of these, and like the interface. So it's all like that hard, like essentially gunmetal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's hard to tell when you put it through the machine.
Yeah. And it was just so funny because like they're pulling it out and they're just looking at it, and they're like, "Oh man, I didn't think these were as heavy as they were." And I was like, "Yeah, that's probably why you stopped my bag. Like they're heavy. They're
Dude,
heavy
those
and
are
they're like
really
solid
heavy.
steel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like okay, but yeah, I don't know, like anything besides that. I just feel like if we ever got to go do shows out of the country, I feel like I would just be like, I'll just buy gear.
Yeah, it's
and
like if you're
sell it when I get done.
Exactly.
Like, unless it's like, okay, we're a huge band.
Yeah.
This is going in like a flight shipping container with like the entire band's and like stage rig, like production rig, like. Well, and even then, it's still frightening.
Yeah,
just like
it's
you see the horror stories all the time of bands going on tour, and then like they just post the photograph of "Thanks United," And it's just a fucking guitar. I saw one. It was like a Gibson Explorer.
Oh
so
my
it's like
God.
a nice $4,000 Gibson. Just I think it was King Giz at one point. They went on like one of the American tours, and then just a neck just snapped completely off. Just completely broken neck. Like,
dude, I would be so pissed. You have
sadness.
no idea. Yeah, I would, dude. The amount of emotions, it'd be rage, anger, sadness, despair, every form of negative.
It would also just be the stress.
Right.
Like, I think that would be the primary one, would just be stress of like, oh, I have a gig in 10 hours.
And now I've got to get another guitar.
City, and I have to go that I've never been to before. I'm not from, like, especially in the case of King Gizzard, it was like, we're not from this country.
Yeah.
We don't know, like, we're from Australia, in town. We don't know where do we go.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like, I think they might have been in Tennessee or like Nashville or something.
Yeah.
I remember I knew one music store, and I just responded, was like, go here. Like, on Instagram stories, just like, go there. Go, you can get a guitar there. I know they have Gibson Explorers. Like,
the good thing is, like, if you're in cities like that, it's like, if you don't know it, it is at least easy to find a store that is going to give you. Yeah, they're going to give you a good something. Like, especially Nashville. I mean, God, who knows how many guitar stores they have there?
Yeah, and it's nice too. We went to one. I can't remember exactly where it is. I got to go up there and visit, man. It's so many of my friends in the last like 4 years at this point have just began to go to Nashville. It's like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It seems like it's got like a bit of that tech boom.
Yeah.
That like Austin got in the pandemic, because like a bunch of my friends that are there are programmers.
Yeah.
And they like were at, so I don't know what is like leading to that boom, I guess.
I don't know.
But
I feel like that's not what Nashville is, though. I feel like Nashville you go to for like the music culture, and like, you know, they got all these studios, professional home, like.
But it's also like Bachelorette Central.
Oh yeah, that
like,
too.
That's what it like. That like all my friends that live there, they're like, yeah, it's just like, it's a destination. It's like, in my opinion, it's like a New Orleans.
Yeah.
And that like, it's not it's like a destination city to like go do, like, go get fucked up,
go have fun in,
and go have fun in. But it's not like but it's like if you're not balling.
Yeah.
Like if you're balling and you're going on a trip like that, it's like New York,
Miami,
Miami,
LA,
Chicago, LA.
Yeah.
But then like you have like you know, and I'm not shitting on Nashville in particular. Like, I live in New Orleans, and I'm considering this the same thing. It's like a tier 2 city.
Yeah.
Like it's like a
that's
tier 2
that's a fair
city,
rating.
You know? Like,
it's like, we're a good spot to go to, but we shouldn't be your number one pick if you're just going to have fun and get fucked up.
If you're middle class American and you live in the deep South, or like, you know, you live in the South, or like you just want to come here because you've never been here, definitely worth coming to visit. And it's cool to do. I mean, how many bachelorette parties and bachelor trips do we have in New Orleans every weekend?
I
cite a shitload of them
fuck ton
every weekend. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I feel like the main reason, other than like going out and getting fucked up and like bachelorette parties, is like people come here for the culture too. Because it's like, I feel like you come to New Orleans to experience stuff that you can't really experience in any other city in the States, you know? Where it's like,
else like it.
Yeah, where it's like you have that sense of community even though you don't know anybody, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you'll fucking go into a restaurant and they'll treat you like family.
Yeah.
And fucking be super nice to you, give you great service, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, wow, these people are fucking awesome. Like,
yeah.
And then you got the people that come in, hey, say baby for me. What's that, baby?
Yeah, it's like, I have lived here for 5 years, and even being from Louisiana and living in Louisiana my whole life, I feel like this is the city that is definitely like the most neighborly.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's what gives it its flavor, is like, that's what allows, like, dude, before I moved here, I didn't know neighbors at any of the houses that I lived at.
Yeah.
Like, aside from like childhood home where like,
right, yeah.
You know, and it's funny, but fucking Mr. Magoo fucking lived across the street. Like, aside from that.
What a goat, dude.
It's funny because that's like a joke name that you say for like a neighbor.
It is
like, that was his name. Like it's very. I just thought that was.
You know, I still have that leather jacket of his, right?
Oh, nice. That jacket
dude, that
was
thing is
sick.
Nice, dude.
It was sick.
Heavy as fuck though.
Doesn't fit me.
It fits me perfectly almost. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I love it. I've worn it a few times.
It's sick. So it's so this jacket, we'll have to have you wear it on the cast.
Yeah,
one day
for
in the
sure.
Winter. So it's like it's an old. Our neighbor across the street when we were a kid, he was in the Navy during Korea, and it's a fighter pilot's jacket.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't see?
No,
on
I
the
don't.
Inside, there's that flap. And it's
is
got
that
all
what
the
that
punches in.
is? That what that
USN?
is?
Yeah, it stands for United States Navy. That's what that is.
I didn't see the USN, but damn, that's crazy.
That's a genuine like Navy fighters pilot's jacket from the 60s.
Shit.
That's why when it didn't fit me anymore, I was like, this has to go to somebody that I know because this is.
We're not giving this away.
Yeah, it's like this is too cool.
Yeah.
To like this, it's too cool and it's genuine leather.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's.
Dude, that thing will snap a clothes hanger like it's a fucking twig, dude.
Dude, it's also one of the warmest jackets.
Oh yeah.
If you have a thin Under Armour type layer, like a thermal on, and then that, like you're staying
warm.
Yeah, you're gonna stay warm.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those. I hate that I'm too tall for it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just fat guy in a little coat enough.
Yeah.
With that jacket for it not to work.
Dude, it's so funny because Dad got his big duffel from when he was in the Army out of storage.
Okay.
And brought it by the house because Paul was getting kicked out of his storage unit or whatever. So it was like,
I know I did that job. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
that whole building, by the way,
yeah,
was just getting
dude.
collapsed.
Okay.
Apparently, that's what's happening to the sugar mill too.
What?
I just talked to somebody. So you know what the sugar mill is, right?
Where is it? I've heard.
So it's by the convention center.
Is that one of the older like big brick buildings that just like
it's
looks
got
abandoned?
the gated fence around it on one side?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we did a mom's ball there one year.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first time we ever played mom's ball. Was there?
Oh, that's cool.
So that was a funny night. So not for anyone else, but for me, it was a funny night.
Right.
So it was one of those nights where they had everything running off of one big Jenny,
right?
Like one big generator. So all the food trucks plus the lights and the sound for the stage.
Yeah.
And it was too much. So it kept overloading everything. So it kept flipping shit. So we get like 3/4 of the way through the set, and we're like playing Rabbit's Demise, which is an incredibly lyrical, heavy song.
Yeah.
And it's just a 7-minute long song.
And then everything cuts out halfway through.
No, not everything cut out. But it's so we had all our stage volume because that was run off of Shure Power, but the PA was run off of the Jenny Power. So no vocals. So you have all your stage volume. So everything that was plugged in amp wise and all that stuff still worked.
Yeah.
But nothing from the PA. So we're playing. Stage manager walks up to the side of the stage and they wave their hand over to me to look at him, and so I walk over, and they go, "This is a stage volume only show right now. You have no vocals, you have no PA.
Okay,
just roll with it."
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. I didn't care. I didn't care. So all I did is I just got at the edge of the stage, and just kept singing to like 15 people that could hear me in the front. But it was cool.
Right.
It was one of those like.
Very intimate kind of moment with the crowd,
Yeah, and we played first, but that was when Keegan was filling in for Iceman when Will broke his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he just... There was this one, and then Hogs for a Cause. He just kept having... Or no, it was at Hogs for a Cause, but he just kept having this fucking frequency that they couldn't get out of the monitors.
What?
So the whole gig... He's just playing this gig with this one, like, frequency just running through the monitor the entire time.
So it's like that's all he can hear.
It's like worst gig of his life.
Yeah.
He's, like, pissed. Like, worst gig of his life. And it was the same guy. Same sound engineer that we had at
so
Mom's
fucked
Ball
up.
where shit kept getting fucked up.
That's so funny.
It was just very funny of just like realizing those super happenstance situations because he was just like, I remember I got the call just like the next day. Dude, same guy. Like, no.
Dude, it's funny because I can see Keegan just being like, dude, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Just like exasperated over the whole situation. Like, dude, I gotta deal with this dude again. Come on.
Because he and I are the same in that aspect of like, it's either rumpus time or grumpus time.
Right.
There's no in between for us. Like,
right.
Me in particular. I'm either we're having a good time, or I am just aghast beyond all belief, furious.
Right.
Like, it's just one of the two, and I'm getting better about it, but it is very funny to notice and observe and just be like, ooh, all right.
Yeah. Don't fuck with him right now.
Yeah.
Dude, so sorry, I'm going to take this a little bit of a direction.
Let's go.
So, dude, I've had this really interesting autistic interest as of late.
Go on.
So, like, trains are the big thing.
Yeah, what are you getting into fucking planes? You want to understand how jet engines work? Yeah, trust me.
Dude, how did you know?
We are of the same apple tree, okay? That's how I know. We are of the same apple tree.
Dude, I was watching a video on one of these stealth planes, dude, just like with the... This is how you know you're really autistic, by the way,
Brett, dude. I swear. It's like, what YouTube rabbit hole are you two going to get down?
Like bunch of different ones.
A month ago for Brett, it was literally fucking DWI boating arrests. Like, that was his, like, I went over to his house to hang out and smoke with him and just, like, bullshit after work one day.
And he's just watching people get arrested driving boats drunk?
No. He always prefaces it with, like, dude, I got a new thing. I got a new thing on YouTube that I've been getting into, and I'm like,
all right, buddy, what's your autistic fucking brain telling you to research now, dude?
My question is like, because it's pretty big jumps that like his algorithm makes and like his new things become. Because like for a while it was just street basketball. Like that entire YouTube street basketball culture thing was just it was just this thing for like 3 months, and then it was like streamers like just watching like streaming content, like clips
it's
from
so
that.
funny because that's exactly how mine is. Mine for the longest time would be Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, like funny offensive moments.
Yes.
And then I watched 1 or 2 videos on like something that was like philosophical in a sense, and then it was a bunch of philosophical fucking related topics in my feed. And then I started watching, it was conspiracies. And so then it was philosophy mixed with conspiracies. And now I've just got a bunch of science fucking fiction nerd, like, dude, I saw one recently. Is it possible to make a warp drive? And the whole video was talking about a theory by this dude. And it was like, yeah, it's possible, but we're not going to have that for, like, I don't remember how many years, but I was like, dude, that's really interesting.
It's like the Tesla death ray.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, is it possible? Yes, I'm sure it is.
I mean, shit.
Am I gonna do it? No.
I will.
I just don't care. Like, I don't know, man. Once I just started to get older, I was just like, my ability to care about anything has just dwindled more and more and more, and I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think I am maybe a little bit happier just in that, like,
right, you just don't give a fuck about anything else, but
here's the thing. Part of it is like, is it selfish for me to just like not have that ability? Yeah, probably. But also, like, I just don't have the time. Like, that's how it is. I just feel like I just don't have time to, like, actually dig in and be like, I really got to worry about this.
Yeah, right.
I really got to dig into this one and just, like, concern myself with it. It's like, no. I don't have the time for that. I'm getting up at up at 5 in the morning. I'm an old man for some reason, and by 8:45, I'm like, all right, It's bedtime. Like, the sun has been down for 40 minutes. It's time to go to sleep. I don't get it, you know?
This sounds oddly familiar right now, and I hate that this is exactly what I'm doing right now.
Well, yeah, but you like me, work, like, early morning jobs.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Dude, it's funny because, and I'm actually I'm in the same boat in terms of, like, not giving a fuck. Like, I've, like, recently, like, over the past couple of months, it's been like, yeah, dude, I don't really give a fuck about what any of you people do, say, or think. Like, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna work towards my own happiness, and you can follow me or you can fucking go away. I don't really give a fuck anymore. Like,
yeah, it's like we can cohabitate, we can do whatever.
But
like,
if you're
it's
not
fine.
gonna, yeah.
But I'm just not at the point in my life anymore where a yelling or an arguing match is like what I'm seeking. I used to do that. I used to find that fun. Like, I used to find
it's just not
Facebook arguments amusing. But now I just, like, read things and just laugh and, like, comment on them like, this is very funny. Like, oh, dude. So, you know how it is. There's people that we know that sometimes might also happen to be family members that are on Facebook, or, like, close family friends that are on Facebook.
Yeah, I can think of a few.
And just the unhinged statuses of these people are just so funny.
Dude, I hate it because there's one relative in particular on our that I see Instagram story post from all the time, and it's just like, it is the most middle-aged.
Wait. Hold on. We'll cut this out. Who are you talking about? Oh, I don't care about him, dude.
Oh, God.
Dude.
I have not seen those.
All right. So we'll cut that. But this woman's Facebook status has been, dude, it has been some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And I hate to be laughing at the expense of someone, but like, they have to understand that this is funny. Like, there's no way that them airing out their grief and their dirty laundry on Facebook isn't getting some rise for them as well. Also, I don't know. If anyone I know that is out there listening is a parent and you're getting currently divorced and you have children, just, like, for the sake of your children, don't be a fucking moron and put that shit all over Facebook. I'm very glad that both of my parents have now been divorced multiple times and, like, been relatively fine with social media and not having, like...
Is that what you know who is doing on the one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So is this something I'm going to need to go investigate? Yeah.
Oh, I'll send you some things later. It's so good.
This sounds really entertaining, actually.
That's the thing, is I can't unfriend these people because it's too entertaining to watch them destroy their own lives. I'm not saying it's a good thing for me to, you know, get dopamine out of that feeling.
No, I mean, it's definitely not.
I understand. I'm aware that it's not healthy to feel joy at other people arguing on Facebook and me just reading it, but I'm human, and that seems to be what a large portion of America does already.
I mean...
So I'm laughing at other people's expense because they're willing to put this information available to the public. It's not even via a friend's or, like, a closed friend's Facebook status.
Yeah.
Everything is available to the public. It's also hilarious when every old person in America goes through the copy and paste this notice by September 30th, 2025. I do not authorize Facebook to charge my card $5.99 or use any of my photographs. Newsflash. They're not doing that. They make more money off of your data.
Yeah.
So they're not worried about that. Now,
they don't need
they
to
have
charge
access
you for
to
that.
every photograph and every text message that you sent through Messenger. Yeah, sure. But they're not going to charge you. They make too much money off your data anyway. Then they would have to admit that they use your data for money.
Yeah, right. Like, which, let's be honest, they're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that.
Good old Zuck ain't going to be doing that. Yeah.
At this point, your data is worth more than your money.
Oh, for sure.
That's like my data is worth more to these companies, I would assume, than me paying a flat $15.99.
Well, because then it's like, we know what to do to get your attention.
Yeah. Well, and also no one would use that shit.
Yeah.
Also, if you've never done this, it's very interesting to see how quickly your ads change.
Yeah.
Go in. If you have an iPhone, I don't know how to do it on Android. I'm sure you can.
Okay.
But on an iPhone, go to your settings, go to privacy, turn off your camera and your microphone settings for all of your apps, and watch your ads change. Watch your ads change.
I need to do that, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, because it's funny, because I was talking, what was I talking? I was talking about something related to welding. And I think I was just like, vocally like thinking out loud to organize my thoughts, because it might sound crazy, but I do that.
I live alone. I talk to myself all the time,
dude. That's how I stay sane. I'm very lonely. Okay, I gotta have conversations with someone. Fuck. But
yeah, that's the thing. If you're talking to yourself and someone else talks back, that's when it's a problem. If it's you just ranting to yourself at home, like that's not that to me is not like a crazy person.
No, because that's just like you're organizing thoughts.
It's when you're a crazy person that's like on another level, and you're talking to yourself, and then all of a sudden there's a voice and there's no one else there, and it's like, maybe you should go to the gun store. That's when it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like that's those are the problems.
Hey, so if you want to get an introductory course to America,
It's like when you're sitting there, you're organizing your thoughts, and then an internal voice is like, you should travel to Russia and steal Fabergé eggs. Yeah, that's when it's a problem.
Yeah, no, I think that probably wouldn't be a good thing to be telling yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I've never had anybody talk back, so I think I'm good. That's where I'm at. I know I'm crazy, but I haven't had a talk back moment.
Yeah,
so
no, I don't think I have either. So I think I'm okay for now, but. Yeah. We'll see what the years do. We'll see what happens. There may come a day where, oh, buddy,
2025 is coming up quick.
Is that the year?
And that, we're gonna hide and watch. We've got a few more months of 7-day weeks for both of us, so
oh yeah, baby.
We'll see at that point what 2025 looks at like. Where are we at time wise? Hold on.
It's 3:07.
Okay, yeah, we're fine. All right. Well, I didn't really prep any more shit to talk about this week.
I was kind of weird. I was just.
I know. I figured I'd just throw you in for the loop, but we got like 35 minutes on here, so we're giving you a little taste. This is This is the next iteration of the podcast broadcast to an extent, I suppose. So it's all going to still come out on the same page. We'll probably just label it as something different. We'll figure out a name. We had an idea. I don't know if it sucks or not, so we'll keep that a secret, discuss it later. But this is the new initial run here, all right?
You know what? We'll call it Autism's Finest for right now. How about that?
Yeah.
Codename Autism.
The codename Autism Next Door is what we'll fucking call it here, because I've got my next door neighbor little brother trying to tell me about fucking jet engines.
Dude,
apparently,
it's really interesting.
Look, I get it, okay, but sometimes, and it's good, it's great for the cast. So keep finding fucking autistic wormholes to run down. I like this.
It's funny because I have a full lesson plan already organized to learn it all.
We're going to just go live on Twitch on Friday evenings, and Lennon's just going to have a fucking marker board here, and he's just going to be explaining the compression mechanics of a jet engine.
Dude.
Yeah.
Banger.
It's just gonna be me, third semester of college, just going over Calculus 1 in a study room in the library at LSU by myself. Just audibly. It was the only way that I could learn fucking calculus. It was I don't know. I'm such an auditory learner.
Yeah.
But that was the only way I could fucking actually teach myself calculus, because Dottie Vaughn fucking sucked. I sue me. I don't care. Fuck you. Your class fucking sucked. Maybe you're dead. I don't know. But she was old. She was very old at the time. She may have passed away. I don't fucking know.
Who cares?
But, it was one of those things where it was like, all right, I can kind of pick up based on looking at the steps of what this person's doing. The only thing in Calculus 1 that was really confusing to me for some reason was conic sections. And that's how I knew I was going to fail Calculus 2 if I took it.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. But I remember that was what I would do to go prepare for the test.
Yeah.
I knew there was going to be one of each type of problem, and I would just go pull up like 5 example problems of each type of problem that would be on the test, and I would go rent out a study hall at Middleton Library on the 3rd floor. And they had all these study rooms, and they had big marker boards in them, and I would just bring Expo markers, and I would just go in there. And it would be only me. It'd be the only person in this study room, too. So which is very fun.
Backpack with all your books and a backpack full of expo markers, getting ready for this exam.
Oh, yeah. But I would just go in there, and I just had everything. And then I would do all of the equations on the marker board. And as I was doing them, I would just talk out loud and be like, doing this. And I remember there was one study session where I had somebody walk up. Like a few people walk up, and they were like, yo, are you prepping for the Calc 1 exam? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, can we come in here and look at what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, but you can't talk to me. Like, don't talk to me. Just listen to what I'm saying or watch what I'm doing.
Right.
Don't fucking talk to me. You're going to break my flow. I'm straight up fucking Emperor Cusco right now. Don't throw off my groove. I'll fucking stab you. I've been awake for 40 hours. Like, this is all we got. You can come in here. No talkie.
Take notes. This is a lecture, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically, it was just like, yeah, all right, look, cool, but I rented the room.
Yeah.
And I don't know you. It's fine, but like, yeah, no. Like, don't talk.
Yeah, right.
And it worked out. They learned some things and left. And I was like, cool, I'm out now too. Like,
hey, what's your name? Don't tell me.
No.
I don't want to hear you talk.
Nope. I probably got it, but I just didn't.
Yeah, you just didn't give a fuck to remember, yeah.
You know, it was a lot of long days in college, you know.
Yeah,
You had them. You had a little bit of a college experience.
Yeah, not really.
You haven't really left the nest.
No,
you know?
I don't really want to go to college, though, to be fair. Not right now. I mean, I'll probably will. I'm thinking about it, like, in my later years. Like, towards, like, 25 is, like, kind of the ballpark that I'm aiming for. But, like, I don't want to go now and then, like, fuck myself over.
Well, because, I mean, at this point, it's like, yeah, am I glad that I went and got my degree when I did? Yeah, but pretty much only because I had tops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, pretty much only because it was paid for.
Right.
It got paid for by the state from, like, a tax program.
Yeah.
So that was it. And that was like the main reason that I could afford to go to LSU. So if it wasn't for that, it's like, yeah, I would have probably waited. I don't know. I just feel like.
Well, the thing is like, like, I don't have the time to go to school and pay my bills, first of all. Second of all, it's like, I don't want to go to school and then, like, have student loan debt or, like, have to take out a student loan. I want to go to school and at least be able to pay for it.
Pay your way through it and just do, like, part-time.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I don't want to go there and then, have a bunch of debt after.
Well, it's also, like, it's just such a fucking, I don't know. College is one of those things where unless you're going for a very specific thing that needs a degree from, like, or a degree program in to go do, like, if you wanted to be an engineer or if you want to be, like, a computer programmer, you probably need that shit.
Yeah, like, that makes sense.
But, like, I mean, my degree was dumb. My degree in entrepreneurship was dumb. It was...
Yeah, I mean...
It's like, realistically, just go work for a new company.
Right,
Go work for somewhere small. And I wouldn't have maybe gotten some of those, like, small company opportunities if I hadn't been in that school or that hadn't have been what I was going to school for. I think the
value in stuff like that for, like, entrepreneurship is, like, you can make connections in there networking. At least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what you're doing when you're paying for those universities. It's like you're paying for a networking opportunity that costs you like $40,000 fucking dollars.
It's like, you're learning human resource management, but
at that point, just go join the Chamber of Commerce.
Right, exactly. It's like you're not really gonna know if what you're doing is the right thing, because at the end of the day, all the shit that they're teaching you in, like, business courses is pretty situational. Except for like accounting and shit, like that is like an absolute. Yeah. But if you have, like, your management, it's like, this one thing that is the best in this one scenario is not going to be the best in these other scenarios. So it's like, you're better just going and forging your own kind of style that works the best where you're at.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is like a lot of those management classes that I took, like they just kind of gave you like a rough overview of what it was.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You're dealing with people. When it comes to management, either you can do it and you know how to positively motivate or like run a tight ship, or you don't.
Yeah.
And there's two ways to go about that. There's being a team player or there's being a tyrant. I've been both, and they're both equally fun.
Yeah.
Being a tyrant is great. Throwing plates and dropping trays on, slamming trays in a kitchen. But that's the thing. It's also
sounds
like
familiar.
They train. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I learned from the best, baby.
Yeah, I'm sure you fucking did.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're dealing with people, and then a lot of those management classes, it's like, it's for like a corporate management.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're managing at a payroll services company.
Like,
that's not really. It was never. I never got anything out of a management class that I was able to reuse in my everyday life. To be honest, like managing Cormiers at 15 years old, was more.
That's
15,
more
16,
valuable
that was more
than
an
the course.
Experience, dude. You know what class I had the highest grade in all through college was managerial accounting. You know why?
That makes sense.
Because it's what I did every week at fucking Cormier's way back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I understand this.
Yeah.
And like the introductory accounting, it was so confusing at first, and then I got it, and it was very easy. But then the next class you took was managerial accounting, and I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
I ended up with like a 97 in that class. Like, and for college, that was like the best grade I had.
Yeah.
I was like a 3.0 student.
Yeah,
like
it's
solid
funny.
3.
Yeah. It's funny that my best grade in the 2 semesters that I did was my management class. It was like the principles of management is what the course was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, dude, I do think I ended that class with 100 just because it's just, you're just learning a bunch of terms. It's like, yeah, this is what they call this style of management. Just know
it's like
that
just
and you're
jargon.
good. Yeah.
Like that's all. That's half of what your like first 2 semesters of college are. It's just like, all right, hey, look, here's a bunch of bullshit fucking words that we made up, and now just figure it out.
Yeah.
And which is fine. I understand that jargon is like good, and it sometimes is necessary in specialized fields.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it just kind of felt like a scam.
Yeah.
Like it did just kind of feel like it wasn't really worth it. So
yeah.
I mean, because at the end of the day, here I am,
right,
5 years out of college, the
still
best
haven't really done anything with
office job I could get with my degree, or like any starting office gig, was offering me less an hour than what I could make waiting tables or working in a kitchen. So I just kind of realized like, oh, I got tricked. All right, that's fine. Won't let it happen again. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
But,
like, whatever.
Adios.
Well, yeah.
But anyway. All right. Well, let's fucking wrap this up.
Yeah.
Le Bon Temps on October 11th, 11 p.m. Come in, have a good time, have a drink. We're going to get rowdy. Yeah. And then kind of just stay on the lookout. We'll probably start trying to do this a little more often. Probably try to do like once a week, and then maybe we'll build a little Patreon page. So if you guys like it or you like the show and you want to keep seeing it happen, then you can donate to us. Yada yada, whatever. You don't have anything to plug, do you?
No. I think, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, just Autism's finest. Peace out.
Autism's finest. All right, Codename Autism Next Door out.
Peace.